serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class, and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor and president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcers for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. Family of Miss Lakeisha Ford of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Walter James Hollis of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mr. Thomas Allen Jones of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran, Minister Maxine Crumley of Greenville, South Carolina, and Buena Vista, Georgia. The family of Miss Ella Marie Jackson of McDonald, Georgia, and Lee County, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Miss Lakeisha Ford, age 42, of 176 Williams Lake Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, November 10th at a residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Lakeisha Ford, age 42, was held Sunday, November 16th, graveside at the Mount Olive Baptist Church Cemetery in Warwick, Georgia. Her beloved and devoted brother, the Reverend William G. Ford, officiated. Survivors include her loving and caring fiancé, Mr. Charles Bradley of Cordele, Georgia, her beloved sisters, Mrs. Brenda Faye Parks and her husband, Mr. Christian Parks of Branson, Missouri, Miss Miranda Woodall and her husband, Mr. John Woodall, and Miss Christy Tukes and her husband, Mr. Keith Tukes, both of Cordele, Georgia. Her caring brothers, Mr. George Ford and his wife, Mrs. Deborah Ford, and Mr. Wayne Ford and his wife, Mrs. Lonnie Ford of Ashburn, Georgia. The Reverend William G. Ford of Perry, Georgia. Mr. Isaac Ford and his wife, Mrs. Connie Ford of Bree, California. Mr. Timothy Ford of Albany, Georgia. Mr. Joseph Ford and his wife, Mrs. Tanya Ford. Mr. Nathan Ford and Mr. Keith Ford and his wife, Ms. Amanda Ford, all of Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Christopher Ford and his wife, Mrs. Latasha Ford of Valdosta, Georgia. Her beloved aunts and uncles, Mrs. Mary Pounds, Miss Rosa Ford, Miss Mary Nance, Mr. David Williams and his wife, Mrs. Dorothy Williams, and Mr. Willie James Johnson, all of Cordele, Georgia. Mrs. Margaret Edwards of Jacksonville, Florida, and Miss Ethel Atkins of Araby, Georgia, and a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survived Miss Lakeisha Ford, age 42, of 176 Williams Lake Road, Cordele, Georgia. United States Army veteran, Mr. Walter James Hollis, age 76, 165 Lexington Circle, Americus, Georgia, died Monday, November 10th, 2025, at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Mr. Walter James Hollis, age 76, was held on Monday, November 17th, in the sanctuary of the St. John AME Church in Plains, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Shirley Straughter, officiated. The burial with military honors followed at the Andersonville National Cemetery in Andersonville, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Ramona Hollis of Americus, Georgia, his beloved children, Mr. James Earl White, and his wife, Mrs. Latoya White of Athens, Georgia, Mr. Travin D. Hollis, Mr. Michael P. Ellis, and Mr. Roderick Ellis, all of Americus, Georgia. 8 beloved grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, a beloved sister, Mrs. Jacqueline Hollis Slappy of Plains, Georgia, his beloved brothers, Mr. Owen T. Hollis and his wife, Mrs. Lottie Hollis of Columbus, Georgia, Mr. Carlton Hollis and his wife, Mrs. Deborah Hollis of Albany, Georgia, and Lieutenant Colonel retired Blake E. Hollis and his wife, Mrs. Deborah Hollis of McDonald, Georgia. A beloved uncle, the Reverend Johnny Raven of Americus, Georgia. A beloved aunt, Mrs. Gloria Walker of Americus, Georgia. His sisters-in-law, Mrs. Cynthia Allen and her husband, Mr. Jerry Allen, and Mrs. Monique Hollister and her husband, Mr. Lawrence Hollister of Americus, Georgia. His brother-in-law, Mr. Eric Larimore, and his wife, Mrs. Danny Larimore of Lithonia, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survived United States Army veteran, Mr. Walter James Hollis, age 76, 165 Lexington Circle, Americus, Georgia. Mr. Thomas Allen Jones, age 73, of 1506 East 16th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, November 3rd at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Thomas Allen Jones, age 73, was held on Tuesday, November 18th in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, officiated. The eulogy was delivered by his beloved son, Minister LeVar Jones. Survivors include his loving and devoted son, Minister LeVar Jones of Atlanta, Georgia, his caring sibling, Mr. Bobby Jones, and his wife, the Reverend Dorothy Jones, Mrs. Lucy Trice and her husband, Mr. James Trice of Cordele, Georgia, Mrs. Betty Daniels and her husband, Deacon Alonzo Daniels of Lilly, Georgia, Rochester Jones of Marlin, New Jersey, Mrs. Evelyn Applin and her husband, Mr. Gary Applin, Miss Sandra Jones, Mrs. Barbara Hoggebrook and her husband, Deacon Freddie Hoggebrook, Mr. Charles Jones, all of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Krista Renee Jones of Raleigh, North Carolina, and Miss Felicia Vereen of Stone Mountain, Georgia, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Thomas Allen Jones, age 73, of 1506 East 16th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. United States Army veteran, Minister Maxine Crumley, age 69, formerly of Buena Vista, Georgia, died Thursday, November 13th at the Premise Health Greenville Memorial Hospital in Greenville, South Carolina. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Minister Maxine Crumley, age 69, was held Saturday, November 22nd in the sanctuary of the Whole Truth International Ministries in Americus, Georgia. Overseer George Muntz, pastor. Her pastor, the Reverend Tony Foster, delivered the eulogy. The burial with military honors followed at the Kingsville Baptist Church Memorial Gardens in Casita, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mr. Christopher Walker and Mr. Willie Walton Jr., and his wife, Mrs. Sharika Walton of Greenville, South Carolina, Mr. Brandon Walton of Greenwood, South Carolina, and Mr. Travis Walton of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 8 beloved grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, his caring sibling, Mr. Robert Crumley, and his wife, Mrs. Murdis Crumley of Buena Vista, Georgia, Mrs. Ruby Heron and her husband, the Reverend James Heron of Westville, Ohio, Mrs. Essie Robinson of College Park, Georgia, Mr. William Crumley of Richland, Georgia, Elder Deborah Muntz and her husband, Overseer George Muntz of Americus, Georgia, Mrs. Patsy Ford and her husband, Mr. Robert Ford of Buena Vista, Georgia, and Miss Jennifer Crumley of Noonan, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive United States Army veteran Minister Maxine Crumley, age 69, of Greenville, South Carolina, formerly of Buena Vista, Georgia. Miss Ella Marie Jackson, age 72, of McDonald, Georgia, formerly of Lee County, Georgia, died Saturday, November 15th at the Palmetto General Hospital in Miami, Florida. The funeral service for Miss Ella Marie Jackson was held Saturday, November 22nd, graveside at the Sattler Cemetery in DeSoto, Georgia. The Reverend Daniel Clinton, pastor of Ship Chapel Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia, officiated. Survivors include her loving daughter, Miss Aisha Wilkerson of McDonald, Georgia, her beloved aunts and uncles, Miss Caldonia Johnson of Albany, Georgia, Mrs. Dorothy Daniels and her husband, Mr. Buford Daniel of Miami, Florida, and Mr. O.C. Williams of DeSoto, Georgia. A host of beloved cousins to include Mrs. Ann Miller of Palmetto, Georgia, and Miss Shaquita Cooper of Conyers, Georgia. of McDonald, Georgia, formerly of Lee County, Georgia. Again, the family of Miss Lakeisha Ford of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Walter James Hollis of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mr. Thomas Allen Jones of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Minister Maxine Crumley of Greenville, South Carolina, and Buena Vista, Georgia. The family of Miss Ella Marie Jackson of McDonald, Georgia, and Lee County, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Miss Jaquise DeQuan Johnson, age 46, of 610 Blackshear, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, November 14th, at a residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted daughter, Miss Yakayla Johnson of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving and devoted mother, Miss Minnie Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving and caring sibling, Miss Kalonda Jones, Miss Shalandra Johnson, Mr. Johnny Davis, Miss China Johnson, Mr. Jimmy Johnson Jr., and Miss Raven Hamilton, all of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved aunts and uncles, nieces, nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Miss Jaquise DeQuan Johnson, age 46, of 610 Blackshear Road, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Jaquise DeQuan Johnson, age 46, will be held today, Sunday, November 23rd, at 12 noon in the sanctuary of the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, the Reverend Dr. Dan James III, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Alex Betts, age 39, of Oak Ridge Drive, Americus, Georgia, died Friday, November 14th, in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted daughters, Miss Shemaya M. Robinson Betts, Miss Paige A. Betts, and Miss Alice L. Betts. His beloved mother, Miss Marie M. Pierre. His beloved sibling, Miss Sabrina Kears, Mr. Randolph Betts, Mr. Herbert Betts, Mr. Reginald Betts, and Miss Alice Betts. A beloved aunt, Mrs. Ira Coley. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, Other relatives and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Alex Bentz, age 39, of Oak Ridge Drive, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Alex Bentz, age 39, will be held Tuesday, November 25th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Mount Olive Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. H.C. Wilson, will officiate. The public visitation will be held on Monday, November 24th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Geneva Woods Mays, age 74, of 611 Dismute Street, Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, November 14th at her residence in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted daughters, Miss Ruby Woods and Miss Jenny Woods of Americus, Georgia, 5 beloved grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, her loving and caring sisters, Miss Annie Ruth Toots, Miss Bobby J. Woods, and Miss Carolyn Davis Brown, all of Americus, Georgia. Miss Erica M. Sharper of Thomasville, Georgia, a beloved brother, Mr. Sir Edward Woods of Atlanta, Georgia, a beloved aunt, Mrs. Queenie Gary of Americus, Georgia, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mrs. Geneva Woods Mays, age 74, of 611 Dismute Street, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Geneva Woods Mays, age 74, will be held on Friday, December 5th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Union Tabernacle Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia, the Reverend Larry Sims, pastor. The burial will follow at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be Thursday, December 4th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. The public visitation will be Thursday, December 4th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mother Julia May Felton Turner, age 103, of 702 West 24th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, November 21st at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted daughter, Miss Eula Little of Cordele, Georgia, 15 beloved grandchildren to include Miss Nikisha Little of Cordele, Georgia, 32 great-grandchildren, 67 great-great-grandchildren, 2 goddaughters, Miss Jan Everett and Miss Mary Searcy, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, to include Miss Mika Felton and Miss Betty Ratcliffe, a host of cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mother Julia May Felton Turner, age 103, of 702 West 24th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Julia May Felton Turner, age 103, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangement. Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, of 1605 Washington Street, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, November 20th, at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted mother, Miss Dorothy Mikey, his beloved and caring father, Mr. Derek Mann, his beloved stepmother, Miss Daphne Mann, his beloved and caring children, Miss Michaela Mikey, Master Michael Mikey Jr., Master Malachi Mikey, and Miss McKee J. Mikey, his loving sibling, Miss Shakita Mikey, Miss Raven Mikey, Mr. Derek Mann, Miss Sharday Mann, Mr. Andrew Williamson, and Mr. Brightston Mann, his beloved grandmother, Miss Leanna White, and Miss Bernice Mann, and Miss Annie Kate Williamson, his beloved aunts and uncle, Miss Christina White, Miss Geneva White Waters, Miss Laura White, Miss Cassandra Muntz, Miss Kathy Brown, Miss Alicia Didell, Miss Natasha Leverett, Miss Shanita Brown, Miss Jacqueline Gilbert, Miss Amanda Brown, Miss Carolyn Mann, Miss Tamika Mann, Mr. Wilbert Brown, Mr. Anthony Brown, Mr. Nicholas Brown, Mr. Antorius Leverett, Mr. Morris Brown, Mr. Kenneth Mann, Mr. Emmanuel Mann, and Mr. Eric Muntz, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, of 1605 Washington Street, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. An outer area funeral notice. The funeral service for Mr. Jesse James Tarbert of Roberta, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, will be held Saturday, November 29th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. Dr. K.M. Williams, pastor. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Almighty and compassionate God, we come before you with grateful hearts to offer our sincerest thanks for all of your many blessings. For those we have served along the way, we are thankful. For the care and compassion you have placed in our hearts to share with others, we thank you. We thank you for the grace you allow us to extend to families navigating the profound journey of grief, for giving us patient hands that meticulously prepare the final arrangements, and for the steady presence that provides us with a reliable anchor in times of emotional storm. Thank you, O God, for allowing us to serve with professionalism, which honors the lives of those entrusted into our care and supports with respect the pain of those left behind. Thank you, O Lord, for giving us the strength to carry out this sacred ministry, to comfort the mourning, to guide the bewildered, and to ensure that we remain apt to serve with dignity, honor, respect, and care. Continue to bless us as we continue to be a blessing to others we serve throughout our community. May the peace of God be with each of us, our family, and our friends during this time of Thanksgiving and all the days that follow. In your holy name, we offer this prayer of profound gratitude, love, and respect. Amen. This prayer of thanksgiving is offered with love for each of us, from the President, CEO, management, and staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Happy Thanksgiving. And now for announcements. The Mount Moriah Baptist Church Family and Friends Day will be observed on Sunday, November 23rd at 11 o'clock a.m. Pastor Carlos Dixon and the New Bethel Church family will be in charge of the services. The attire is casual dress. Reverend Edward Lester is the pastor. The Turkey Creek Baptist Church choir anniversary will be on Sunday, December 14th at 2 o'clock p.m. Reverend Al Keith Milton will be the guest speaker. Deacon Alonzo Daniels is the chairman. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church, Bonneville, invites everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 9:45 a.m. You may join them each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Lebanon Baptist Church of Plains, Georgia, Senior Usher's 105th anniversary will be observed today, Sunday, November 23rd, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Sister Belinda Roberts will speak on the duties of an usher. Gleaner captains are Brother Clinton Jackson, Sister Alice Ruth Muff, and Brother Clarence Slappy are Gleaner captains. Sister Dorothy Jackson is the secretary. Deacon J.C. Bryan is the president. Deacon Eric Bryan is the chairman of deacons. The Good Shepherd Ministry's outreach Feeding the Homeless Crusade of Smithville will begin on Thursday, November 27th, Thanksgiving Day. The program will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. and the meal will be served at 12 o'clock noon. For more information, please call 229-929-1994. Again, that number is 229-929-1994. Prophet John Floyd is the sponsor. Freedom Harvest Worship Center of Leslie will celebrate the 15th anniversary of its pastor, Dr. Georgia Daraso, on Sunday, December 7th, beginning at 2 o'clock p.m. The Quebec Baptist Church, Old Shady Grove Baptist Church, and Pastor Nikki Brown will be the special guests. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Dr. Georgia Daraso is the pastor. The Little Rock Baptist Church will have their annual Thanksgiving outreach today, November
23rd from 11 a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. at the Crisp County Ag Building, located at 110 West 13th Street, Cordele, Georgia. They will be serving 13th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. They will be serving a free hot meal and giving free clothes away. For more information, you may contact the members of the Little Rock Baptist Church. Reverend Joseph Green is the pastor. The St. King Baptist Church of Cordele will have an honor and appreciation for co-pastor Joyce Daniels today, Sunday, November 23rd at 10:15 a.m. First Lady Patricia Burnham will deliver the message. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. First Lady Patricia Burnham is the church clerk. Reverend Joyce Daniels is the assistant pastor. Reverend Woody C. Burnham is the pastor. New St. Stephen's Church will celebrate the 10th pastoral anniversary of its pastor, Dr. Frankie Harmon, today. Services will begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone is invited to attend. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. The Zion Grove Baptist Church of Oakfield Men and Women's Day program will be held today, Sunday, November 23rd, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Evangelist Burnell Sims of Charity Grove Baptist Church will be the guest speaker. The unity colors are brown and burnt orange. Dinner will be served. Sister Gladys Alford is the secretary. Reverend Tiller Sims is the pastor. The St. James Baptist Church annual guest day services will be observed on Sunday, December 7th at 11 o'clock a.m. Dr. Ronnie Jackson will be the guest speaker. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. The unity colors are red and black. Deacon Michael Starks is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Nelson Maynor is the pastor. Temple of Praise Church of God by Faith of Cordele will not have service today, but will resume regular scheduled services on Sunday, November 30th. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. The Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m., worship service at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson, Church Mother, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Services begin at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Cecil Straughter is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday, for Sunday school begins at 9:15 a.m., worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church today. Services begin at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, Church Mother, Deacon Zachary Fields, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Joseph Hagenbrook is the pastor. There will be no worship service today at the Beautiful Zion Baptist Church. There will be no worship service today at the Beautiful Zion Baptist Church. Regular worship services will begin on next Sunday at 11 o'clock a.m. Mother Azaline Kellogg, Church Mother, Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school at 10:30 a.m., worship service at 11:30 a.m. Deacon Xavier Bryant Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. The Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother Willie McGill, Church Mother, Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. The Willie Westbrook family and OG Events and Rentals will have a turkey giveaway as well as collard greens giveaway today, this afternoon, beginning at 3 o'clock p.m. They will be located at the entrance of Overlook Apartments. We invite those, and these will be distributed first come, first served. Turkey and collard greens today as given away by the Willie Westbrook family and OG Events and Rentals this afternoon at 3 o'clock p.m. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m., morning worship at 10:45 a.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Mother Evelyn Lewis, Church Mother, Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. On Monday, November 24th through Wednesday, November 26th, early voting will take place for the municipal runoff election here in the city of Cordele. We encourage each of you to take the opportunity to get out and vote beginning on Monday, November 24th through 26th. Polls will open, the election site will open at 8 o'clock a.m. until 6 o'clock p.m. And you're invited to take advantage of this opportunity to get out and vote. This is a very important election. This is a very crucial election. I especially urge those citizens in Ward 3 to please get out and cast your vote for me beginning on Monday, November 24th through Wednesday, November 26th. If you have not taken a chance to turn in your absentee ballot, you may do so at this time. Absentee ballots will be taken and collected and must be returned to the election office by 7 o'clock p.m. on December the 2nd in order to be accepted. And then we're reminded that election day for the municipal runoff election is going to be on December 2nd. Polls will open at 7 o'clock a.m. and close at 7 o'clock p.m. If you need a ride to the poll, please call 229-322-2571. Again, early voting will begin on November 24th through 26th. Polls will open at 8 o'clock a.m. until 6 o'clock p.m. Please take advantage of this time to get out and cast your vote. Again, we urge all the citizens in Ward 3 to please get out, and I encourage you and I thank you for your support and ask that you will cast your vote for me in the early runoff municipal election that polls will open tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock a.m. and you will be able to cast your ballots early voting from November 24th through 26th, 8 a.m. until 6 o'clock p.m. And then please be reminded that election day will be on Tuesday, December the 2nd. Polls will open at 7 o'clock a.m., close at 7 o'clock p.m. I thank you for your support. I ask for your continued prayers, and especially those citizens in Ward 3, if you will get out and cast your vote for me. That concludes our announcements for this morning.
And now for dedications. Our first election this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Miss Sharita C. Hinton, who departed this life November 19, 2011. Dedication requested by the Hinton family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of civil rights leader Deacon James Burt, who departed this life, dedication requested by the Birch family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Mary Lizzie Glover, dedication requested by her family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mother Bobby May Fagan, who departed this life November 23rd, 2017. Dedication requested by all of her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Minnie Lamar Bass, who departed this life November 25th, 1974, dedication requested by her beloved grandchildren, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. Eddie Lee Ray, who would have celebrated his birthday November 26th, dedication requested by his beloved wife, Mrs. Shirley Ray, his beloved sister-in-law, Mrs. Bernice Laster, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Carolyn Brooks, dedication requested by the Brooks family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. Early Montfort, dedication requested by the Montfort family, precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Mr. Ernest Brown, dedication requested by the Brown family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of retired educator Mr. Benjamin Murray, who would have celebrated his birthday November 28th, dedication requested by the Murray family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Miss Gabriella Demery, who would have celebrated her birthday November 29th, dedication requested by the Demery family, precious memory linger still. first selection this morning goes out to the following. Happy birthday to Mrs. Lindale Westbrook, who celebrated her birthday Tuesday, November 18th. Dedication requested by her husband, Mr. Willie King, her children, Pamela and Derek Ray, Tamara Westbrook, and Waltavius Westbrook, her beloved grandchildren, great-grandchildren, her beloved mother-in-law, Mother Martha Ruth Westbrook, her sister, brothers, and the entire Westbrook and Roundtree family. Happy birthday to Miss Lindale Westbrook on November 18th. Happy birthday to Mrs. Valerie Ross, who celebrated her birthday Tuesday, November 18th. Dedication requested by the Ross family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Johnny Mae Westbrook, who celebrated her birthday Saturday, November 22nd. Dedication requested by her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, her beloved mother, and the entire family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Brenda Fletcher Green, who will celebrate her birthday Monday, November 24th. Dedication requested by her beloved husband and the entire family, and her beloved mother, Mrs. Benny Fletcher, and family. Happy birthday to Miss Gail Patrick, who will celebrate her birthday Monday, November 24th. Dedication requested by the Patrick family. Happy birthday to Miss Sabrina Jones Fields, who will celebrate her birthday Wednesday, November 26th. Dedication requested by our beloved husband, Mr. Norman Fields, and the entire family. Happy birthday to Miss Sydney Ruff, who will celebrate her birthday Thursday, November 27th. Dedication requested by her children and grandchildren. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Miss Jaquan Johnson, age 46, of 610 Blackshear Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, November 14th, at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Jaquan Johnson, age 46, will be held today, Sunday, November 23rd, at 12 noon in the sanctuary of the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Dan James III, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Alex Bentz, age 39, of Oak Ridge Drive, Americus, Georgia, died Friday, November 14th in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Alex Bentz, age 39, will be held Tuesday, November 25th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Mount Olive Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. H.C. Wilson, will officiate. The public visitation will be held on Monday, November 24th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Miss Geneva Woods Mays, age 74, of 611 Dismute Street, Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, November 19th at her residence in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Geneva Woods Mays, age 74, will be held on Friday, December 5th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Union Tabernacle Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Larry Sims. The burial will follow at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Thursday, December 4th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mother Julia May Felton Turner, age 103, of of 702 West 24th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, November 21st, at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Julia May Felton Turner, age 103, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, of 1605 Washington Street, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, November 20th, at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Our program this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Miss Lakeisha Ford of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Walter James Hollis of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mr. Thomas Allen Jones of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Minister Maxine Crumley of Greenville, South Carolina, and Buena Vista, Georgia. The family of Miss Ella Marie Jackson of McDonald, Georgia, and Lee County, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Miss Jaquise DeQuan Johnson of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Alex Betts of Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Geneva Woods Mays of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mother Julia May Felton Turner, age 103, of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey of Americus, Georgia. This election is dedicated to all of the sick and shut-in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and their devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, to my son, John Wilkerson Parker. This election goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, and our grandson, Noble. Goes out to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. Goes out to my niece, Mrs. Vera Jean Mathis, who celebrated her birthday on yesterday. I'd like to say happy birthday to Vera, and many, many more. Enjoyed the delicious barbecue on yesterday. This election goes out to my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and here with us this morning presenting our program to our Facebook and YouTube channel. I'd say thank you to Deacon Kenneth Smith. It goes out to our pastor, Dr. Ken Williams, pastor of Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, his wife, Sister Kathy Williams, and the entire Williams family. Their son, the Reverend Christopher Williams, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church of Cuthbert, Georgia. This election goes out to Brother Leon Hawkins and his beloved mother, Ms. Melan Hawkins, and family of Americus, Georgia. Goes out to our friend and brother long-standing, the Reverend Johnny Dean, pastor of the New Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Byronville, Georgia. Goes out to our dear friend and brother, Deacon Jimmy Charles Montfrey, chairman of the Board of Deacons of the Crossroad Baptist Church, and they do invite that you will share with them today during that morning worship service. Their pastor, the Reverend Nelson Maynard. They say good morning to Reverend Maynard and the entire Maynard and Harvey family, and the church mother, Mother Eileen Payne, and the entire Mumphrey family, Deacon Sam Mumphrey and Sister Fanny Mumphrey and family. Our selection goes out to Deacon James Maddox and Dr. Elizabeth Maddox and the entire Maddox family. And to each of you, our beloved Miss Issa Mae Sanders, on this upcoming Thanksgiving, and we do wish for each of you a blessed and safe Thanksgiving. God bless you.
Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning. Remember, in your time of need, contact the competent, capable,